Today on San Diego Living, break your bad habits with hypnosis, techniques that use your powerful imagination to jumpstart your new year.
Well, you saw Ruben out there working on getting in shape here for 2011. If that happens to be one of your resolutions, we can help you with that, and also with breaking some bad habits with renowned hypnotherapist Diane Edwards, who has been practicing, since 1989?
1989, yes.
And explain hypnosis just in the briefest of terms to people, why it is so successful in altering behavior.
It's successful in altering behaviors because there's a part of your mind that does not believe, or that does believe that there's something is real even if it might not be real. So, for example, in the new program, in the Hypnoband, which is using the gastric band concept, but it's only using the mind. The gastric band surgery for losing weight, will help people obviously lose weight, but it uses surgery. With the Hypnoband program, it helps people believe that they're actually getting the surgery when they're not.
Yeah, and I'm familiar with this concept in that for some magical reason, if you plant a strong suggestion in the subconscious, whenever your mind relates to the subconscious to try to figure out what's going on in the real world, if this thought is planted firmly in there, it believes that that is real. It doesn't know the difference between a planted suggestion and the real world, at least in the subconscious. So I'm kind of familiar with how this works. So now, in terms of losing weight,
yes,
replacing gastric bypass surgery with hypnosis,
yes,
and it works.
It works, and it uses the same concept. So we're using the sounds of the surgery, the smells of the surgery. We're using all the same concepts, except we're not having surgery, but the mind actually believes it's having surgery. So the results are the same. And your body tends to start acting as though it's had the surgery. You relate to food, perhaps, yes,
as if you've had the surgery?
Yes, and the stomach is only, it believes that the stomach is really small, so therefore we can only have a small amount, and it takes a while for the food to go down. It's all the same reactions as from the surgery.
I've seen amazing things like this before, so I have no doubt that this works for people that, that you work with. How long does a session take? The surgery would take, maybe several hours, and then there's days of recovery and a lot of monitoring that has to be done by a medical professional. But what about with hypnosis?
With this program, it's 5 sessions, but the actual surgery is about maybe 20 minutes.
It's not,
the virtual surgery is like 20 minutes.
The virtual surgery?
The virtual surgery, yes, is about 20 minutes. The one good thing about doing this type of work is we can take into consideration the underlying issues of eating and weight. Because
if you perhaps are a stress eater?
Correct. So we can also take into consideration those aspects which the surgery does not. So that's another really useful part of this particular program.
So it's a fascinating concept, and certainly as an alternative to surgery, I would certainly try that first.
Absolutely. Why not? I mean, you've got nothing to lose. No downtime, no side effects, no pain, no discomfort. Why not?
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about what we can do at home, what we can actually help ourselves with without maybe the aid of a therapist.
Okay, so at this time of the year, obviously people are making New Year's resolutions. First thing I'm going to suggest is that you discard the New Year's resolutions, simply because the mind has a belief system that they've never worked. We've done them over and over again.
And we do the story every year. We're all going to make them, we're not going to follow them.
Correct.
So there's already an expectation of failure.
That's correct. So this time I suggest eliminate that concept. Use a new concept, something like a new plan for a new year. But use something that's different and that's new, and then you've got to start really believing that it's happened. So you act as if it's already there. You start doing something like buying a new outfit that's a smaller size. You really create a belief system that this is going to happen, and you get really excited about it, because excitement creates change.
So we are what we think.
We are what we think. If you think fat, you'll be fat. It's simple. It's really not complex.
And you say, stop trying to lose weight.
Oh, that's an interesting one. If you think about it, the concept of losing is very negative, because we are programmed to find what we lose. So I'm going to suggest...
Wait a minute. Let's repeat that. We're programmed to find what we lose.
Think about it. Isn't that true?
That sums it up for me. That's what a great handle to put on that problem.
Right. So I'm going to suggest, if people are trying to lose weight, don't lose weight anymore. You can discard it. You can let it go. My very favorite term is to get rid of. Because if you get rid of something, what we're dealing with is a mind, and the mind believes that if you get rid of something, it's gone. It's over. You're never going to see it again. So If you're going to do something with weight, get rid of the weight, because then it's gone. But don't lose it.
And I'm very familiar with the concept of affirmations and setting goals, but being very careful about how you word them. And that's just what you alluded to here. But you say, if you're going to make an affirmation, start to think as though you have already achieved that thing that you want to achieve, and behave that way.
Right. You act, it's what it's called acting as if. As if you, so you walk around feeling lighter. You start looking at the clothes that you want to wear. You start building up the belief that it's happened. If you want to stop smoking, you believe that you are living your life as a non-smoker. You've got to start acting as if, because then the mind will kick in and say, okay, this person doesn't smoke, or this person
And the more you can clearly visualize yourself already in that situation, the more, every time your mind flashes to the subconscious to try to do a reality check, there's that input of you being a non-smoker.
That's right.
Got it.
That's right.
Got it.
We are what we thought, what we think. So our thoughts will create our reality.
Well, folks, I would suggest that maybe you get in touch with Diane and talk about the gastric bypass replacement surgery here.
It's virtual.
Virtual
hypnoband. So it's, yes, it's
the hypnoband. And any other thing that you might want to talk to her about dealing with, if you'd like a little extra help with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year to you all too.